Future Booster Energy Capsule, 2 of those. Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, 1. Techno Radar, 2. Superior Energy Retrieval, 1. Technical Machine Turbo Energize, Handheld Fan, I don't really need that. Nope. Buddy Buddy Poffin, I want all day. And Boxed Order, 3. So let's do a hand count. 3. Let's try to do a count. Okay, 2 Boxed Orders. 4 Buddy Buddy Poffins, that's 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus 4, 17. I'm over, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to figure out what do I not really need. So here is a good way to tell. Look at these 2 cards. I'm just going to read them to you and explain it in case you can't really see it. So I've got Boxed Order over here. It lets me search my deck for up to 2 item cards, reveal them, and put them in my hand. This lets me search for up to 2 basic energy cards and attach them to my bench Pokemon. I'm going to have to prioritize. I'm going to take 1 Boxed Order. Okay. Actually, no, I'm going to get rid of Technical Machine. It's nice to search for the basic energy, but I might not need it. Okay. I'm going to put that on here. So let's see. Our count is now 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 14, 16. I'm still a little bit over. I'm going to take out 2 Buddy Buddy Poffins. Those are H, these are G, those are H, and these are H. Sorry, these go on this pile. Just try to stay organized. I have like 10,000 cards, so I got to keep everything pretty organized to build decks. Claire, thanks for the gift. Thanks for the heart. So appreciated. The rose, rather. Really, really, really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting our content. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 4. I'm going to take out 2 of these. So we have 12 cards in here. So here's our final picks. I'm going to use, let's see, take that out. Great. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Here's our 12 item cards and tools. We're running 2 Future Booster Energy Capsules, a Beach Court to make my retreat cost lower, and my community center. Techno Radar, these are marked future. They specifically affect cards marked with the future stamp. So I want that in here to help get my future Pokemon out lickety-split as fast as possible. We're gonna do that. I want 1 Ancient Energy Booster so that my Screamtail is a little chonkier, a little tankier, and doesn't get absolutely fried and face melted. I've got my Energy Retrieval, 2 Boxed Orders to help me find 2 item cards I need, and 2 Buddy Buddy Poffins. So in theory, I could play this, the Boxed Order, pull 2 item cards. The item cards I pull are my Buddy Buddy Poffins. That lets me take 2 basic Pokemon and put them on my bench. And then from 1 card, I've just pulled the exact card I need, and I've got 4 Pokemon on my bench in 1 turn. Great for loading the bench and then starting to build those evolution chains. So with these 12 cards, the last step of building our deck is going to be finding the 8 supporter cards we need to complete the deck. So let's get these cards cleaned up. And again, if you missed the beginning of this, it is going to be on YouTube pretty much immediately after this. And you're more than welcome to follow us there as well, especially if you did miss the beginning of the content. So let's see, my Pokemon tools go back in G. My stadiums for H go back in H. And now let's talk supporters. Supporters are very powerful cards. They're so powerful that you can only play 1 per turn, and you can't play 1 at the beginning of the game. That's how strong they actually are. And they do a lot of different things. Supporter cards will let you find Pokemon you need, swap your opponent's Pokemon, find the cards you need, slow your opponent down, and that's really, 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 really huge. So, Perrin. Perrin says, reveal up to 2 Pokemon in your hand and put them into your deck. If you do, search your deck for up to that many Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. So if I have a Pokemon that I'm not looking for right now, let's say, that I have my Screamtail, but really what I want is Miraidon, I play my Perrin, I put 2 Pokemon back in my deck, and I pull out exactly the ones that I want, provided they're not in my prize cards. So that's super cool. So I'm going to put a Perrin down. Lucian. Each player shuffles their hand and puts it on the bottom of their deck. If either player put any cards on the bottom of their deck this way, each player flips a coin. If heads, they get 6 cards. If tails, they get 3. I'm never one to throw my hand away and give my opponent the same advantage as me. I like an unlevel playing field. That's how you win matches. So I probably won't run with a Lucian. Cook. He Heal 70 damage from your active Pokemon. That's nice, okay? Especially when you're running a big Pokemon like Miraidon, because on the bottom it has a rule box, and it says if this Pokemon's knocked out, your opponent takes 2 cards. When you play a Pokemon TCG match, it's basically the first person to knock out 6 Pokemon, or the equivalent of 6 Pokemon, and take 6 prize cards. So basic Pokemon like this Iron Jugulus, you knock it out, it's worth 1 point, 1 prize card. But EXs are worth 2. So losing an EX on the battlefield is a really big deal because your opponent is 1/3 of the way closer to winning their match. And so having a cook to heal 70 damage helps me stall out the game. I like that. So I'm going to put that with my Perrin. Ride forward. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck and discard any number of them. Put the others back in any order. Now, Lana's Aid. Put up to 3 in any combination of Pokemon that don't have a rule box. So this is confusing for people when they first learn this. It talks about having a rule box, and you're like, well, what cards have a rule box? Basically, anything that says down here, EX rule, V rule. So in short, it's any card that's a VMAX, a VMAX. Any super strong Pokemon that has fancy letters after it will have a rule box. There's some other exceptions to that rule, but for the most part, that's what they mean. So put up to 3 Pokemon that don't have a rule box and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. That may be helpful, but it's probably not the best. So let's put that as a maybe. Kieran, I love cards that say choose one. This is a great tip for someone learning to build a deck. Normally, every card has a definite function. There are some cards, however, like this Kieran, just get you in focus and let you take a look there. This Kieran actually has 2 effects. So, oh, come on, don't do this to me, Cam. This really needs to be my face cam, and the other cam needs to be my card cam. But I'll read it to you. It says choose one. It says either switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon, so you get to basically make a save, or during this turn, attacks used by your Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active EX and active V Pokemon. So depending on where I am situationally, this card is actually super duper helpful to me. If I need to retreat, I can retreat. There we go. If I need to do more damage, I can do more damage. Maybe it's that last push. The Pokemon is weak. I can knock it out. Really easy to do. So I am all for this card being in this deck. It's a great play. Carmine. I'm not a big fan of Carmine. It's a pretty card to look at, but it's a card that says if you go first, you can use this card during your first turn, discard your hand, draw 5 cards. It's basically meant to make sure that you don't have useless cards that you can't play at the outset of the game. Not super helpful for where we are because in the beginning of the game, you don't know where it's going to go. Very unlikely you need to discard your entire hand at the outset of the game, but it does happen sometimes, in all fairness. So, so far we have Perrin, Cook, and Kieran. We are looking for 8 cards here. Lucian, I'm going to put another Cook in there. I'm going to put another Perrin in there. So now we are, let me just spread this over. We have 2 Perrins. 2 Perrins right here. 2 Cooks. We have a maybe for Alana's Aid. We have a Kieran. Hassle. You can use this card only if your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn. I get to look at the top 8 cards of my deck and put up to 3 of them in my hand. So that's super helpful. I'm going to put that in there. Basically, if you're looking for a card and you need to find it really quick, you can look at the top 8 cards, pull the top 3 that you want. That's awesome. Let me see, just for the sake of completion, if there is another Kieran in here. Let's see. Kieran. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to look through these really quick and just make sure, but really I think I'm going to be running with another Hassle, and then this deck is going to be considered done. Morty's Conviction. You can use this card only if you discard another card from your hand. Okay, so I have to pay something to use it, and I draw a card for each of my opponent's benched Pokemon. That's nice if the opponent has a lot of Pokemon on the bench, and I'm really hurting for Pokemon to play. And I need options, lickety-split. Hassle, put that there. Carmine, Cook, Lucian, Lana's Aid, Caretaker. Draw 2 cards if you drew any cards this way, and if Community Center is in play, do I have a Community Center? Shuffle this Caretaker into your deck instead of discarding it. Now, we talked about Synergy, okay? Synergy is a beautiful thing. Do I have a Community Center? I do. So if I have this Community Center out, and I play this Caretaker, I get to draw 2 cards, but instead of throwing this card away at the end of my turn, it goes right back into my deck and I can find it again. So that's great, especially if my opponent doesn't play another Stadium. Okay, Lily, awesome. I just saw your message. I'm going to take a look now. So give me 1 second. I'm going to put that down and probably take out 1 cook. Put that here. So we're going to do a final count now, and then we should be good to go. And then this deck is done. So Lana's Aid goes right here. And again, this is a super beginner-oriented deck. This is not a finished product, but this is a workable product. This is something that I can go to my first Pokemon tournament in real life and actually start playing and get enough meaningful data to make decisions about what I want to trade. This is the beginning of a strong deck. And as I get more powerful cards, I'm going to take out some of the weaker cards and put the more powerful cards in, but then I have something workable. So let's just do our final count. And while we do our final count, again, just want to thank you guys for hanging with me on a Sunday night, building some cards with us. We do deck building every single Sunday. We are putting content out for not just serious Pokemon collectors, but people that want to learn more about the hobby. Maybe you're a parent and your kid collects and you want to support your kids and spend time with them. I play cards with my daughter all the time. It's great for teaching them reading, basic math, social skills, etiquette, taking turns, sharing, cooperation. So, Claire, thank you for that. Oh my gosh, thank you, Claire. Thank you. Thanks for the gift. We really appreciate that. But we are about our community. Pokemon always has a really, really wonderful community, and we are hoping to recreate the vibes we have in our dojo beyond our dojo walls. Wherever life takes us, and it's a hobby that I have zero regrets about being involved in because it really helps people, especially the kids, find their passion. And that's kind of the secret sauce of being a Pokemon trainer, especially as a semi-professional, high-functioning adult. So if you enjoyed our stream tonight, drop some hearts in chat, let us know. Gifts are always super welcome and super appreciated. And yeah, we do video games on Tuesdays. We do live pack openings on Fridays. So